You're doing well. I keep on having people ask me, they're saying, Derek, why are there no homes on the market? What's going on, right? And so I actually wrote out a couple things and I was like, well, let me explain what's going on. People are not putting their homes up for sale. I mean, flat out, that's just the way that it is. I mean, we are selling still about 500 homes a month, but overall, there's just not a lot of people putting their homes for sale. I mean, to give you some sort of an idea, an average inventory level is 6 months, meaning if nobody else was able to put their house on the market, how long would it take for all the homes to be sold or gone? 6 months is a good, healthy market. We have less than one. If nobody puts a house here on the market in the next 30 days, there will be no homes for sale in the entire valley. I mean, right? That's mind-blowing. That's just nuts, but it's just the facts. So why is the question? Why are people not moving? Why are they not selling their homes? I think the number one cause is people don't realize really how much their home is worth. Home values have skyrocketed, man. They are so high. And as I go out on appointments and as my agents go out on appointments and we're asking homeowners, what do you think your home's worth? Probably 8 out of 10 times, they're way below actual market value. They don't know. I mean, the word is spreading. Real estate professionals are doing a good job educating homeowners to let them know, hey, your home value's gone up. But I think that's the biggest thing. Also, I don't know if a lot of people know, and of course, here's my disclaimer, I'm not a tax professional. I recommend that you consult a tax professional. Now with that said, if you've lived in a property for 2 out of the past 5 years as your primary residence, as a single person, you can get up to $250,000 tax-free. As a married couple, you can get up to $500,000 tax-free. A lot of people that I talk to, they're like, okay, Derek, well, what's my timeline to where I have to go and buy another property before I have to pay those taxes? And I'm like, well, based off of what I know, you don't have to pay any. Go and verify that with your tax professional. And they come back to me, they call me and say, you're right, gosh, we don't have to pay any taxes. Think about that. That's a big incentive. I don't know if everybody knows about that law. I think a problem or a challenge is when people are planning on selling and buying locally. Just yesterday, I had a gentleman message me and said, hey, I have a big house here in Apple Valley. I want to downsize into a house in Hesperia that's about 18 to 2,000 square feet on a half acre. I want to lower my mortgage payment, get it down around $1,000 a month. Well, I ran the numbers and I'm like, dude, you're going to have to put down all this money, the large portion of his equity, to be able to get a payment down below $1,000 a month, which he's a little bit more than that right now. So I guess what I'm saying is, if the seller doesn't have a direct motivation, meaning they need a bigger home or they need to be in a different area, they want the kids into a specific school district, right? If they don't have these major motivators, then why really would they sell and buy in the same vicinity or the high desert? I mean, like I said, unless they're looking to make a major change, the savings really isn't there if they're looking to downsize. So I think that's something. Something that you may not have thought about is most of my clients, they leave the state. What's been happening now in the last probably 12 months is that my clients are finding out that as they go to Utah, as they go to Colorado, as they go to Texas, the homes are actually more than they are here in the high desert in Southern California. And I don't think it's been like this ever before, right? So they're thinking, oh, I'm going to take my equity and I'm going to run out of state and I'm going to have an extra couple $100,000 to play with. I'm going to buy a home cash for $150,000. I'm freaking styling, man. Why not? Because people are fleeing out of California. The politics, the taxes, the crime, you name it, people are fleeing California. It's been going on. Take a look at the numbers. We have negative migration in California. Negative. There's more people leaving the state than are coming in. Check out some of those statistics. If you live in California like I do, you're scared. You're like, man, what is going to happen to this state? It's a serious concern. So with all these people going to Idaho and going to all these other places, I don't even want to say them because the people in those states will be mad at me. Like, stop telling people about our state. They don't know about Idaho. They know. They're coming. The Californians are coming whether you like it or not. And a lot of them have equity from Orange County, potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars to play with. People in the high desert, we typically don't. Our homes are not worth as much, and our income on average is much, much lower than Orange County or even Inland Empire down or Rancho Cucamonga area. So as my clients are looking to move out of state, like I said, they can't buy that home and save money. Their payment's going to go up. They have to have some other major motivation, like some of the ones that I mentioned before, meaning I'm sick and tired of the taxes, I'm sick and tired of California, I'm sick and tired of the politics or whatever it is. That's what's causing them to leave. It's not for the reason traditionally, which is, hey, I'm going to leave Southern California with a big wad of cash and go buy a little home out of state, or buy a home out of state cash. Another thing that's going on is homeowners are saying, hey, Derek, I want to sell my house, capitalize on this great opportunity to grab all of my equity, and I'm going to go rent. And I'm going to wait for the market to crash, and then I'm going to buy it. And I go, hey, awesome. I did that. I bought my house in 03 for $99,000, sold it in 06 for $250 something, went and rented, and then bought my next house for about $250,000, and it cost that person who built it, it cost them $650,000 to build it. Think about that. 3 years later, I bought it for $250,000, right? If you're thinking about doing that, you're going to run into the same problem that my clients are running into, which is, hey, I can't find a house to rent. And if I do find a house, the rental payment is way more than my mortgage, and the house isn't even as nice as the one I'm living in, right? Which will discourage most people from selling and renting. I think we're running into that too. So people are having a hard time finding these properties or being able to find a replacement property. Hopefully you know about a contingency. If you don't, let me give you a quick synopsis. A contingency sale, when you're selling a property, means that you're selling your property subject to you finding a replacement home, and then both of those closing concurrently, right? A real estate professional can help you set that up. I'm not going to go into the details how we do that, but that's what we can do for you. You are protected from having to sell your home and be homeless if you can't find a home, right? Meaning if you can't find a replacement property weeks, months down the road, you do not have to sell your home. So that may be something you're not aware of. Another tip that I would give to people, because almost everybody's leaving the state, is this. Stop looking in Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth, the major cities. I don't even want to say them. Stop looking in those. Look on little outskirts. I have a very, very close friend that I would consider like family. I sold him and his wife and their children's home here in Hesperia. They moved to a place in Texas. Man, it is awesome. They are outside of a major city, probably about 45, 50 minutes, maybe 55 minutes at the max. And man, they got good value. Yes, the home was not cheap. I should say, no, the home was not cheap. But the area they're in, I know there's huge potential for them to get there, and there's some inventory in those areas. When you're looking to buy in the major areas, the inventory level isn't there. So that's a little tip for you. Look out of the major or popular areas. If it's popping up on a bunch of Google searches, it's probably a place that is already saturated or is currently being saturated, meaning the prices are shooting up, the inventory levels are ridiculously low. So there's a bunch more, but I think that is basically what is going on. As real estate professionals, we can do our job and continue to do a job. We've been doing a good job, but we can do a better job of educating homeowners as far as what their homes are worth. And I think the agents have been doing a good job of educating buyers and making them aware of these record low interest rates. I know a lot of agents that are actually running side-by-side comparisons that are saying, hey, I know when we first talked, Mr. Buyer, you were saying that you're going to wait for the market to crash. The homes are going to be worth $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 less, and you're going to save all this money. A lot of real estate professionals are running side-by-side comparisons, and the numbers don't lie. People lie, the numbers don't lie. The numbers are showing that even if the market was to fall that amount, if the interest rates were to go up a point or even two, you as a buyer, you lose. Check out the numbers. If you're working with a real estate agent, ask them to run those numbers for you. If you're not working with a real estate agent, make sure that you reach out to a real estate professional at Realty One Group Empire, and they will be able to run that for you. I appreciate you watching. Have a great day.